There is a concept in life that we've all been exposed to, and many of us have acted upon. An eye for an eye. You may have also heard the phrase, an eye for an eye, and the world goes blind. The title of this video may lead you to believe that I am here to discuss when, and if ever, war is okay. And the idea that war is ever okay may spark a debate on its own, but please, hold off for just a moment, because such questions, while interesting, are not relevant to the topic at hand. Because even if there is a threshold for war being ever justified, I am here to tell you that that threshold has been surpassed, many times over.
Long-range rockets fired from Gaza towards central Israel.
40,000 Palestinians have now been killed in Gaza, a majority of whom are civilians.
The screams of Palestinian civilians.
Officials with the Jewish state say civilians died from a fire that broke out after the strikes.
How much is too much, sir? At what point is it time to end this war?
Well, we'll end the war when we achieve our war goals.
Now, due to YouTube's terms of service, and also to spare you all the view, I am not here to shove atrocities and war crimes in your face Live Leak style. Instead, let's talk about numbers. Numbers are simple. Numbers are honest. 43,391 Palestinian casualties to the 1,706 Israeli. Now, that's a lot of death on both sides, so to put things into perspective, that's 25.43 Palestinians killed for every Israeli. If an eye for an eye is a functional metric for justice, this is over 2,400% beyond justice. But still, some people would defend this as a righteous act of escalation. This next part of the video is dedicated to those who do, using a very hypothetical scenario. Look, I get it. I really do. After all, if someone murdered your brother or your partner, you wouldn't be satisfied with that eye for an eye nonsense. No, nothing could satisfy your thirst for revenge. Maybe others would be okay with letting the law take care of things or just responding in kind, but not you. No, you go out and do the same to this person's entire family, because only that would satisfy you. Only that would allow you to sleep at night. Okay, let's roll with that. Let's say this hypothetical person has a big family, a wife, let's say 3 children. Including the murderer, that's 5 people. That's not right. That's not equal at all to that big 25 number, is it? Okay, let's add his parents, and the wife's parents for good measure. That's 9. 9 people total. Okay, siblings? In-laws? Let's assume 2 of each. That's 13. You see how we're only halfway there? I think even you have run out of steam by now. There's been enough killing. The most vengeful of people on an individual level would run out of righteous anger before these numbers even came close to making sense. But if you're still convinced that any of this is somehow justified, maybe a different analogy would help. Something more fun. Something with less real-world baggage in the way. Something like a video game. One could argue that the Undertale genocide route, yes, that's the name of it, is a vengeful response to the 6 human children that Asgore killed before the events of the game. For those who don't know, Undertale is a game where you fall down into an underground society of monsters. The king of the underground wants to kill 7 humans for some ritual or whatever, and you have 3 paths forward: pacifist, neutral, and genocide. Pacifism is as it sounds. You find a non-violent solution to every conflict. All of them. Neutral is a sort of self-defense situation. You kill the monsters that attack you, but not much else. You just want to go home. Genocide is also as it sounds. You hunt down and exterminate every monster you can find. Anyone who's played the game will tell you that this is the most horrifying, unjustifiable use of deadly force in any video game ever. But let's examine the numbers again, this time for the game. According to the sophisticated calculations of this guy, including all special characters and adding in the final 3, you kill a grand total of 101 monsters during the genocide route. From a certain point of view, in response to the 6 human children that the king, Asgore, killed. That is 16.83 monsters killed for every human in the Undertale genocide route. Just under 2/3 of that 25.43 number we came to earlier. So for those of you still claiming that this is self-defense and not genocide, just remember that the Undertale genocide route is more mathematically justifiable than what is happening in Gaza as we speak. This is not justice. This is not war. This is indefensible.
I look so hard to find.
Okay, so that's the video, but as I've finished editing this, I do want to add that Israel and Palestine have agreed to a ceasefire. It's lasted about 2 weeks so far. Here's hoping it holds because, you know, mass murder of civilians by the tens of thousands is actually bad, go figure. Also, in the time between me writing this script, including that 25 for every 1 calculation, and now, 4,000 more Palestinians have been killed. Ain't that some shit? Not that you asked, but that brings that 25 for every 1 number to 27 plus now. Gone up by 2 in as many months, how about that? But of course, this is still self-defense, right? I mean, you shoot my roommate, I blow up your neighborhood, completely valid reasoning. I'm sure the court will agree with that self-defense claim. There's a list of charities in the description. I'm not going to pressure you. I know times are tough right now, but just letting you know. Israel does have a nasty habit of blocking humanitarian aid wherever possible, but that shouldn't discourage us from trying. Good night, everybody.